RealtyProx is a short sale processing platform. It's a free platform that's completely in the cloud. It's online. There's nothing to install. It works across all devices. It's not an app, and in a sense it's even better because you don't even have to download it as an app. And in fact, just to answer the question, I've been getting this lately, why it's not an app, it's because it's too complicated. And apps, in a sense, are still in their infancy. So, you know, you can point and shoot and take a picture with an app. You can exchange some messages, but short sales are a little bit too complicated to actually squeeze everything into an app. And you guys would be the first ones to complain that your app's crashing and not doing as supposed to do. So this is why RealtyProx is not an app. But it does work from your laptops, your desktops, your tablets, even your phones. We have countless of agents checking the short sale statuses, talking to other parties, working on the short sales from anywhere but the office. So I guess it really works. So far, it handles short sale transactions. It's in transition period right now. We're about to start doing so-called regular transactions and possibly some investor deals. So just keep your eyes open and follow our Facebook and all the other updates. In a nutshell, what RealtyProx does at this point for you is a free software that connects you to a national closing center. And really, for most of you, with some exceptions, National Closing Center what keeps you coming back because it actually physically does all the work for you, contacts the bank, orders BPOs, pays for BPOs, fights with the bank when it comes to property values, fair market values, and all of that stuff. You are not left out of the game. You're completely in control. You know what's going on. You're getting your updates to your email. You can log on 24/7, see what's going on, but you don't have to do all the heavy lifting, and you don't have to do the boring work. You don't have to do the frustrating work. You don't have to call the bank and yell at them. There are people who are going to do that for you at National Closing Center. So that's RealtyProx and National Closing Center in a nutshell. Everything else today is Honish, and he's going to tell you how you can get those listings so you can utilize RealtyProx and National Closing Center. So it's all you, Lee. Thanks again for being with us, and please surprise us today.
Please surprise us. That's a tall order. Honestly, it's probably more like repetition. Hello, everybody. My name is Honish. Thank you for joining us on this webinar. For those of you who've never seen me live or you've seen the presentation, I guess this will be somewhat of a review again, because I don't think a lot of you are getting the message. And what am I basing that on? Listings are down. Inventory's down. And I know for a fact that certain models are not working in regards to getting listings. So we need to be objective about how to get new listings and the approaches to get new listings. I thank you all for taking time out on this call to be on the webinar. You can certainly type in your questions, and when I'm all done, I will answer them. I will keep an eye on my time so that we're all out of here at an appropriate hour. For those of you who don't know me, as always, my name is Honish. I am the former head loss mitigator for IndyMac Bank's HELOC division. I have been in asset management and real estate since 1986, 7, somewhere in that range. I started working doing asset management work for a couple of banks and liquidation companies. I then became a real estate agent and a developer. I then went on to go work at IndyMac Bank, where I was the first one to do HELOC mitigation on short sales. Then shortly into 2007, I started teaching short sales in North America. By record, I believe I'm the first one to be the first national speaker on short sales. I've gone on to do over 20,000 hours of live presentation. I've trained over 50,000 real estate agents. I've been viewed over 1 million times on the web. One of the latest milestones, I've just approached 500,000 page reads on my website that's only a couple of years old. That's a lot of content read. I'm just sort of a guy that believes in the system being different. So if this is your first time listening to me, or this is your 40th time listening to me, my message is always going to be the same, which is be different, stand out, present something different, educate first, advocate first, and that's what will produce more listings for you in the long run. 3 years ago, I stopped being a part of corporate speaking, I guess as we call it, people who believe in monthly passive incomes, teaching the same things after month, charging a monthly fee for it, making you come to their monthly paid event and masterminds, and I went off on my own. The first question my students asked me 3 years ago when I left, for those that I consulted with and coached with, was how do I get more listings? So I dedicated 3 straight years of going out and trying every technique that was told and learning everything that I could on the subject of marketing and making myself an expert. I dedicated myself to it. It's been a 3-year journey. It's been countless books, countless marketing attempts. So everything I'm talking about today is stuff that I've actually practiced and worked on in the field, and it's based on math and statistics. I believe in marketing is more like making a cake. You follow the directions. Baking in general, anything that's a baked item, a confectionery type item, it's science. Marketing itself is a science, and when you look at the numbers, it's fascinating to me that real estate professionals tend to choose marketing that has a lower percentage of success than using things that will have a higher level of success. So what I present to you is less work, higher return, greater results. I believe in using a permission-based model. A permission-based model has higher results naturally because the homeowner feels that they contact you. I want everyone who's listening on here to know that a real estate agent should be their first option, their best option, and presenting them with the concept that the homeowner believes that they contacted you. What we've been taught, what many of you have been taught by going to countless trainings and month after month programs, is that it's a volume-based business. That means basically the more you knock, the more you call, the more you mail, the more business you get. Well, it's a ridiculous concept because you can have batches of bad homeowners. You can have batches of mailers that don't work. They can be labor intensive. They can be cost ineffective. So what we're going to talk about here today is specifics. We're going to zero in specifically. We're going to look at the numbers and what works and focus on those. So, he said, there we go. Let's talk marketing. At 3 types of marketing side by side. Today we're going to look at mailers, besides drops, besides what I call the monster program. The monster program is the one that I created. It is my personal coaching program that has 400 students. I'm going to show you comparisons. The drops are what I'm going to teach you today that are free. They're 100% free. They're easy to do. They require little work, and I'll show you how the numbers wash out. The reason I put them up against mailers, it is the least labor intensive of what I call the sort of interruption-based models. Interruption-based models are basically this. I throw out a lot of marketing and I get back a result. Now the results are based on lower numbers because you're blindly throwing darts in the air. For those of you that have done mailers, you know this. You got to send out thousands of pieces just to get the first phone call. So when you have a marketing piece, it does not matter what the marketing piece is. And that includes you. You can insert door knock in here, the actual door knock being the marketing piece. The results are lower because you're blindly going into a situation. So assuming that I'm going to set out only 30 pieces of marketing, and I'm going to assume that I'm using specific art data. Today's call we're talking about short sales because RealtyProx is a short sale based company. I'm going to show you to get short sales. If you're on this call, you can certainly do it with other types of data, but for the sake of discussion today, we're going to talk specifically about getting short sale listings and why I like them so much. I will tell you from the top why I like short sales. I can use RealtyProx. That will manage the file. Number two, it's free. Then I can give them the file and they will do all the work. I just follow what's on the screen. I have an email from someone who attended one of my events, got a short sale, brand new in real estate. I told him short sales were the easiest thing to get. Got it within the first week using the drop technique. His next step is, all right, you're going to go on RealtyProx, you're going to log in, you're going to set that screen up. You're going to use National Closing Center. They're going to do all the work. That's as simple as I can make it. The on-screen will help him do everything. He's brand new. He doesn't even know how to do it. I haven't actually responded. I told him, I wrote him back today, be on the webinar. That's how you do it. Sign up for RealtyProx. Get the documents they want. Hire National Closing Center. They're going to do all the mitigation for you. Really simple, straightforward stuff. All right, so let's talk about how he got it and how you can get a short sale listing with a minimal level.
Welcome to GoToWebinar, webinars made easy.
Many eyes will go on it. To be fair, I'm going to say that mail gets looked at 20% of the time. So if I'm doing that based on 40 pieces, I'm going to say that 8 people are actually going to look at my piece of mail. The drops that I'm going to teach you have about a 70% open rate, where they will physically open it and look inside. So based on 40 people, that's 28. The Monster has a remarkable aspect to it because it is what's called a display marketing piece. It is a piece that's physically affixed to the property. They see it when they come home. It has a 100% view rate. So I've got 40 sets of eyes that have now looked at my marketing piece, that have opened it. The next thing I want them to do is go inside, pick up the phone, and call me. All right? If I'm lucky on a good mailer that has a decent call to action, the best I can hope for is 1%. 1 to 3% really, based on 40 mail pieces. I had somebody write on a YouTube post that he had a marketing piece that got 10% response rate, which in my opinion would be remarkable. I've never actually heard of that marketing piece, and I go around to trade shows and people who do mailers for a living, the highest I've ever heard of is 5%. And if you look at the small print, they will say results will vary. Well, truthfully, for those of you who don't do mailers, the results are generally 1 to 3%, and that's just physically to pick up the phone and call. The drops I'm going to teach you give you about a 5% response rate. So if I got 14 people, I mean, I've ultimately increased the number of phone calls that I get, right? The higher the number, the higher the response rate. The Monster has a response rate of 20%. So I've got 100% that responded. So 40 pieces went up. I'm going to get, on average, 8 phone calls. And if we're looking at that objectively, I've now got 8 people who've called me. Now the trick here is I need to turn that phone call in any one of these 3 cases into what's called a face-to-face appointment. And that's the goal. How many people do I need to put you face-to-face with before you actually get a listing? If I'm only getting 1% of 20% of 40 pieces, the math would indicate that I get 0 appointments. If I'm getting 70% on a drop, right, I would get a 5% response rate. That ultimately means I should get about 1 appointment for every 40 marketing pieces I put up. Pretty simple math. Now with the Monster, I'm putting 40 pieces up, 40 people looked at it. 8 physical people called me, and it has something remarkable also as one of its properties. 8 people will actually schedule me for a face-to-face appointment. Now here is my question for everybody that's on the call. There's about 55 of you on the call, 60 of you on the call today. How many people do I need to put you in front of before you get a new listing? The reason I teach the drops, it works with a limited budget. I know I'm going to put you face-to-face if you put up the appropriate number of marketing pieces. So if you're on this call, you need to put that mental number in your head of how many people do I need to be in front of before I actually get a listing. And we'll spend a little more time today, depending on time, talking about what to do once we're at the door. The goal of the monster, the goal of any marketing piece is honestly just to put you face to face. I was just on the phone with my friend Robert Fragoso, who I'm doing 2 events with in Southern California this week, Friday and Monday. And then again on Friday, which I haven't even put out the marketing on that yet. But the reason I bring that up, he was talking to someone and they weren't comfortable at a listing appointment. They weren't comfortable being at the door. They weren't comfortable building an advocacy program with somebody at the door, which is what you have to do when you're talking to somebody about short sales. So he suggested to this real estate agent who was brand new, just go generate leads and then give it to somebody who's more comfortable at the door. And just take the referral or 50% or whatever the case. And ultimately in the long run, until he got comfortable with being able to talk to homeowners directly, he would generate automatic income from getting the lead and not letting the lead drop. If you're on this call, remember you have 2 options. One, you can refer the lead out, or 2, you can take the lead yourself depending on your comfort level. But again, my goal is to physically put you in front of the homeowner to create that lead. To make a lead, you physically have to talk to the homeowner the first time. That's when it becomes a lead. And if I'm basing it just on simply 40 pieces of marketing going up, well, a mailer is probably going to get you no face-to-face appointments. A drop will probably get you 1 appointment. The monster will get you 8. So here's how basically marketing is taught to real estate agents. You have all been taught in your weekly trainings in the office that number 1, you can buy a lead source. You can never buy a lead source, and there's specific reasons why. A lead would never happen until after you meet the homeowner. So you have someone come in and they tell you that it's all in the lead source. Well, it's never a lead. I don't care if you get it off the web. I don't care if it comes from a call center. It's not a lead. It's still physical data until you make contact with the homeowner. Then you do a marketing piece, and generally the marketing that all real estate agents do is about 3%. 80% of real estate agents in this country get 6 to 10 listings per year. That averages out to a half listing per month using 3% result marketing. Then they have the face-to-face meeting. You read the script, and you hope that the homeowner, therefore, right at the door, spontaneously wants to give you a listing. Now, I know for a fact, because I do this at my events constantly, and you have to be honest with yourself. When you're meeting a homeowner for the first time, the statistical odds of you meeting a homeowner and them giving you a listing at the door, face-to-face, first time, is about 1 in 1,000. What we have learned, because marketing is just science and math, is that you meet the homeowner, blow up, and that's when you get the listing. This methodology is incorrect. And if your goal all today is, this would be a good methodology for you. It would be an expensive learning process. This is where you will learn to buy leads, where you will learn to buy scripts. Listings per year you should get just on referrals without even trying. Model that I teach, the model that is most successful is the following. It is data. It is good, specific, targeted data. You stick to it. You use a marketing piece with a higher result rate. Right? You have a response. You turn that response into a face-to-face. The face-to-face is when it becomes a lead. You follow up with that lead, and that lead becomes a listing. That's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you to do it. I'm going to show you my 2 ways that I do it. One, I'm going to show you how to do a drop system. That is the free one that I teach. So if you come to an event, I will physically show you different drop marketing pieces that I have used and that other people have used. And I will also show you how the monster works as well. So the first thing you need to do if you're on this training today is find a public form of data. You need a list. We need 40 names, right? And we need it to be any form of public data. Today we're talking about short sales. So we're going to do NODs for defaulted properties or less pendants. Notice a trustee sale or auction. The preferable method, I will give a secret away from my own coaching group. Right now, 30, 60, 90-day lates is the best data to purchase. That does cost money. Costs about $1 a name. But since you're only doing 40 people per week, your cost will be $40. It's about $1 a name. So you have to find a data provider. The one that I usually recommend is mailinglist.org. That's the one that I recommend for my own coaching students. I don't make a deal with them. In fact, when I buy data from them, they charge me just like they charge everybody else. Expired, canceled, divorce, probate, the MLS, FSBOs, all of those work as well, and I'm going to tell you why they work. They're all forms of data. You have to be able to explain to the homeowner at the door why you're at their front door, and we will cover that in just a moment. So if you're on the call, we're talking short sales today, and since National Closing Center is going to be doing your mitigation, and RealtyProx is going to do basically the tracking and the processing of your file, you can go after short sales today. My recommendation for those on a budget, if you're not in California, call your title rep, get yourself some less pendants and NODs. I know that there's also some data through RealtyProx and Vlad as well. So once you signed up, send him an email. He'll be able to send you some data that you can work with. All of these will plug in exceptionally well with the marketing approach that I'm about to give you. So if you're following along or you're just listening, I want you to make a mental note of what kind of data you want. If you want my advice, I like NODs or less pendants depending on your state. Basically, they've been noted as being in default. Or 30, 60, 90 lates. They all come in one batch. You cannot buy a 30, you cannot buy a 60, you cannot buy a 90. You can buy something in that batch. And that's because of pull-through ratios that I'm aware of while being a banker. So if you're following along, pick one of those sources. Everybody got it? All right, we're on to next our marketing piece. There are basically 3 marketing pieces to my knowledge that are permission-based. They are all to be put at the property physically. The first 2 are the folder and the envelope. If you go to FedEx office, you go to Staples, and you go over, you can look in 2 different aisles. One is in the folder section, the other is in the envelope section. I like the padded envelopes, I like the cardboard envelopes, I like the corrugated folders. For those of you that are on the budget, as you see on the screen, a straight folder works just as well as these other 2 techniques because it's already open. Simple as that. Super simple. Just go get yourself an 8.5 by 11 folder. They're sort of khaki colored. You can get one in your own real estate office. They are pennies on the dollar. Some of you have them sitting around your house. I don't even care if they're legal size for that matter. Whatever you can get your hands on. For everybody, all 60 some odd of you that are on the call today, for being on the call, I will send you a package to what physically goes inside for your short sale. A loan mod book that you can print out, a welcome letter. I will also put you onto our CDAT website. I will give you the whole backstory to put inside the folder that will help generate that first call. Then there's the monster. The monster physically itself is printed out on Avery labels. I don't mind giving out how the technique roughly works. The Avery labels themselves are extraordinarily cost effective. It's a posted piece. You put it physically midway up on the property. Works like a charm. Now, whichever 2 of the techniques, right? You either do a drop or you do the monster. The next thing that's going to happen is they're going to call. Ratio. To make that more effective, you need to create a response rate. If you have marketing pieces that you hand a homeowner, they're going to go inside and they're going to verify those pieces online. All of those pieces have to tie back to your presence on the web. You should be searchable, period. My humble opinion, you physically need to be searchable on the web. All of these places are on something called the Vortex. I will send the link. It's 100% free. I've compiled all the places that a real estate agent can put their profile so that they're on the web. I've also created 2 websites. The first one is called defaultadvocate.org. And as you look on the screen, you'll see something that says CDAT login. For those 60 of you that are on the call, you click on that. I will give you the password. On it are some marketing pieces and letters and pieces that you can physically work with so that you can be a part of this website and be a certified default advocate. Now, I'm sure many of you are wondering, why would I do that for free? I'm not doing it for you. While it will benefit you if you see the value, it will be hard for you to understand that the marketing pieces and everything that I'm giving you have an incredibly high value. In fact, it's better than what some of you have paid countless thousands of dollars. I'm giving you the website, I'm giving you the presence, I'm giving you the marketing piece, I'm giving you the approach, I'm even giving you the backstory, all for 100% free. The reason for that is I'm actually building it for my coaching students, for those that use the Monster. The more you guys use it on the free end, the better it is for searching on Google, the better it is for my Monster students so that the name of CDAT is out there. That's the bottom line. Because they're going to be in front of 8 times as many people as the free people. The people that have more listing appointments, I should say more face-to-face appointments, are going to want to leave those houses. They're going to want those people to go look up CDAT. They're going to want them to go do searches. So for the Monster people, it is an indexed PR1 ranked website that actually can be found and actually has traffic, that actually has a lot of traffic, and it works exceptionally well for what it does. It also looks like a HUD website. It's got a huge back end built. The newest thing that I just built that was just released is expiredadvocate.com. A lot of people I met said that they wanted expired listings. So we created a CDAT homeowner advocacy website that is specifically for expired listings. So you send them to expiredadvocate.org. For being on the call today, I'm also sending you a link for an expired package that will drive them back, and you can put them onto expiredadvocate.org. Again, for the one person you go to the door and meet, you're going to want to have the best story possible for them to go and research. I'm doing it for the Monster people that are going to go have 8 appointments, 6 to 8 appointments during the week, and so that they can get a higher conversion ratio on the back end. The more people you meet with, the more listings you have the potential of getting. Once you meet them face-to-face, you're going to have to talk to them. I have been on the road for quite a while. I have been teaching marketing for quite a while. What I have presented on the screen is everything that you're going to have to compile in about 90 seconds for them to want to become a lead, for them to want to work with you, for them to want you to call them back, for them to follow up with you. The biggest mistake everybody makes is to read a script or to get to the bottom line. Do you want to do a short sale? Do you want to list your house? Come on. You don't want it at your house. They don't want it at their house. But you can build what's called an advocate relationship. That's why our advocacy program is Certified Default Advocates. It's a homeowner advocacy program designed for you to go and help and educate them at the door and just build a relationship, and then ultimately to follow up with them with more information that helps them, and that's how you get listings. So the more people you meet with, the more you put them into the funnel, the more it starts dripping out. So if you're getting 8, let's say you're using the Monster, you're getting 8 face-to-face appointments during the first week, and 8 the second week, and 8 the third week, and 8 the fourth week, it's inconceivable for you. You would have to think the minimum you would get is a listing per month. Now, I never guarantee listings, and anybody who guarantees listings is insane. I can guarantee that you will be face-to-face with homeowners at the Monster. Guarantee it. And if you put out enough of the drops, for those of you that are on budget, you're going to have to do a lot of work, 8 times the work, to get the same number of appointments in that week. But you will still get to meet with homeowners every single week with the drop formula. If you stick to these bullet points, you will be able to turn them into a lead, and you will be able to follow up with them. By the way, I'm sending everybody a copy of the PowerPoint in its long form, the same one that my presentation, with these bullet points, so that you will know what it is. you go to the door system, they've invited you over. In most states, you need to disclose that you're a real estate agent, but you're there as an advocate and you're there to educate them. You're not there for a listing. The second thing that you need to, the next big point, especially when working on short sales, they're going to tell you that they want a loan mod and that they want to live in their house. That's understandable. Here's the thing. People who don't make payments don't get to keep their houses. In the fourth quarter of this year, they increased the number of loan mods that were approved for people that had sale dates because they didn't want to, honestly, it is my humble opinion that the banks did not want to aggressively close foreclosure, or they didn't aggressively want to foreclose in the fourth quarter of this year. And remarkably, they loan mod people that they wouldn't normally loan mod. Here's what I know about loan mod people. If you didn't pay before, you're not going to pay again. The goal is to educate them about the loan mod and to explain to them that they should liquidate their debts, move forward, and repair their credit so that they can buy again. Prices the asking prices are coming down, and we're starting to see that. If that's the case, and inventory is low as well, there's almost a freeze across the board, and listing prices have gone down. Now would be the right time to start liquidating property. You need to always disconnect the homeowner from the emotion of the home, and I don't care if you're working on expireds, I don't care if you're working on short sales. People are emotional about their homes, and it is always reflective in that conversation. They want to live there forever if they're doing a short sale. Somebody needs to love it as much as them if you're doing an expired. But you need to express to them that, you know, a home is not emotional. It's a physical, tangible asset, and you need to teach that to them. Always remember that you have 90 seconds to connect with them, and at the 91st second, which I think everybody forgets to do, is ask them what they want to do. We have been so processed by so many trainings, I included, where we've been told that's where you go for the sales pitch. That's where you put in the close. That's where you got to have, you know, you don't even need to have all the answers as when you're an advocate. You just need to build a relationship with them and stop trying to sell to them at the door. The sooner you learn that, the sooner you get the listing. And if you're honest with yourself about how you've gotten your listings, you got it by building relationships and following up with your homeowners. Now, there are some very simple tricks that I think should be taught by everybody about and MailChimp. You've got to tell somebody repeatedly 5 to 10 times before they actually physically take action. Slidedial.com allows you to put messages directly onto somebody's voicemail. It's 100% free. When you leave a listing appointment, you ask if you can follow up. The minute they say yes, you follow up. You call them. You leave a voicemail. Or you use MailChimp and you use their email. And you send them materials and you follow up. It is just that simple. What you're looking at on the screen is what I charge real estate offices $5,000 a day to build out. And I build it out exactly as you see it. This is my model for all real estate offices. I don't know why all real estate offices don't run on this model. The top successful agents run on this model when they want listings. They have people who are dedicated to this model. For in fact, if you want unlimited listings, and I mean that sincerely, unlimited, and you're dedicated to the process of just getting new listings, this is the model that gets your data, and you need to get your data. Go after one type of data. Those self-help books. Don't do 50 things, you know, moderate. Do one thing. If you're going to do short sales all the way. Pick a data source you like. That way you get comfortable with the rhythm at the door of what they're going to say to you. You're comfortable with what you're talking about. Keep it as simple as possible. You can hear me, but you can't see me. Is everybody okay? Can you still see what I'm showing on my screen? I'm hoping that's said that I had a slower screen. I don't know if you can hear me or not, or whether or not I can even hear anybody or not.
I can hear you.
Everybody there? Okay, we're back. All right, good. All right, I was worried. I put up a red warning. And all right, so start with a specific type of data. Go directly at that data. I'm a huge believer in singular attacks. I'm going to be talking to people. The next thing you need to do is pick a marketing piece and stick to it. If you're going to do the monster, do the monster. Don't serve multiple masters. Go put your monsters up. Go put up your 40. Do it over 2 days. Same with the folder or the envelope method. Do it over 2 days. Put up 20 on one day, put 20 up on the next day. Spend an hour and a half to 2 hours on Monday, spend an hour and a half to 2 hours on Tuesday putting up marketing pieces. That way on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm doing monster. I have time in my day free time and time with my family, because that's why you're making the money and why you work in real estate, so that I can get to all 8 listing appointments. They're going to want those, not a listing appointment, but a face-to-face. When I have a class, to be that month, you need to do, you want their email, and you want their cell phone. The monster does it automatically. It's the way we've designed it. It's the way we've designed the marketing piece. It goes in, it goes to a call center. The call center does all the work. It sets an appointment for you. If you're doing the folder or the envelope technique, when they call you off the marketing piece, read back their cell phone number and ask them if that's their cell phone number. The reason you do that, you are capturing their cell phone number. Tell them, and you've all heard this on a call, is this your cell phone number in case we get disconnected? Simple as that. Ask them for their email address so you can send them over something, so you can capture their email address. The monster does all of that automatically for you, because the next thing you're physically going to do with the envelope or the folder technique is set an appointment. The monster will automatically set an appointment for you on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday after you've done it. Now, once you have an appointment, follow up on the day of your appointment with your client before you go to their door. I don't care how it is. I don't care if they have a set appointment. Always follow up before you go to the front door. Simple as that. Now, when you go to their house, take something physical and tangible to their house. My monster students all get a package to take to the front door. It was designed by a real estate agent and a paralegal. It is a complete package about short sales. It is completely designed for short sales. We also have expired packages. We have FSBO. We have packages for all the data sources. But specifically because we're talking about short sales, we have that package already designed for you to take to the front door. In fact, when you do your startup, we teach you how to present your package at the door because you will be using it immediately. In most cases, within the first 24 hours. Once you go to the door, we don't sell at the front door. We build a relationship at the door. We then follow up through MailChimp and SlideDial, period. And we repeat that process until they either come to your office and want to move forward in a different direction other than really honestly, when you talk talking short sale, is they get off the loan mod, or they realize they're not going to get the loan mod, or they realize that the loan mod is not beneficial. Everything we have is geared towards that. My advice is this: when you are at their homes, you are an advocate. When they are at your office, you're allowed to sell to them. You can tell them to do the short sale. Simple as that. I've also included, because people ask me at my events, I work from home, what's another good neutral location? Starbucks is fine. Starbucks is the business meeting location of the world. They are on every corner. When they go to Starbucks, you are allowed to sell them. But when you are at their house, as a rule of thumb, never sell to them. And you keep repeating this process until you have converted it out to be a new listing. It is just that simple. Right on time, 10:44. So I will explain the monster quickly, how it works, what you get, because I know everybody wants to know. It is that simple. The Monster is a process to get face-to-face with homeowners. It is also a system. It's also an advocacy lifestyle. It is something that we live, breathe, and die by. We have 400 students. It works exceptionally well. It's exceptionally simple. Right now, we, just like everybody else, like short sales. I mean, since that's what we're talking about, let's talk short sales. The data source itself in most states is free if you're using NODs, or it has negligible costs. If you have to use RealtyProx or Foreclosure Radar or RedX, the costs are minimal per month. I do not provide your data source. Any data source that is public will work. The homeowner is going to want to know why you're at the front door. As long as you use a data source that's free, it's explainable. The Monster itself is Avery labels. They cost pennies a piece if you buy them in bulk, I guess. But even if you go to your local office or Staples Center, they're monstrously inexpensive. They are probably the cheapest purchase product. You will buy more than you could possibly use in a lifetime. It's real simple. You print them out with the customer data on them. You go place them on the physical property. That's it. To get 18 up takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours with a good mapping system. We recommend that you do 40 of them, basically 36 based on the math of printing them out. But 40 takes about, do them over 2 days. So that from Tuesday evening on through Friday evening and into the weekend, you can go meet with those homeowners that are going to squeeze out through the Monster process. Once you go to the door, we create an appointment with the system for you. They get a toll-free number that's assigned specifically to you. We have a call center that we do not control. It is not our call center. They are just the best one we found. So they find the marketing piece, they go inside, they call the call center. That call center will do the squeeze for you. They'll get an email sometimes. They'll definitely get a cell phone number, and they'll set an appointment for you. Once you go to the door, we give you the package. We teach you what to say at the door. We, in fact, teach it to you at your startup. Then you basically follow up, right? We provide the marketing pieces that you give to them at the home. We give you the referral center. We give you the information to follow up with them. We give you weekly trainings and webinars so that you get more comfortable with your follow-ups and your face-to-face appointments on a 1-hour training call. We do not charge monthly fees. You are on those coaching calls for life. And we help you weekly follow up and teach you follow-up campaigns until that appointment becomes a listing. So that is how the Monster way works. It is based just on the same funnel that I taught you before. It just does it in greater volume of face-to-face appointments. The online price for the Monster is $19.97. We do not do it for $19.97. We do it for a lot less on this webinar, as do we at our live events. The Monster is the only marketing system that guarantees face-to-face time with homeowners using any data source with a squeeze. That's ultimately incredibly simple. It's a permission-based invitation by the homeowner. They're expecting you. You're going to get 5 times longer at the front door. We ask you to invest 2 hours of your time into the Monster. And if we don't get you face-to-face, we'll give you your money back. I mean, that's the bottom line. We will guarantee that you get face-to-face with only a few hours of work invested into the piece. And if you don't get face-to-face, we will give you your money back. Since we're talking about short sales today, NOD, less pendants, auctions, sale date, the system also works equally well with probates, divorces, canceled, expireds, BISBOs, you name it. As long as the data source is public, it will work. It's going to generate that phone call. It's going to get you that face-to-face meeting. It's going to gather certainly one, if not both, the email and their cell phone and get you on that listing appointment. Homeowner's going to be expecting you. They're not negative at the door. We've done studies. You're going to get 5 times longer at the door than you would with any door knocking technique, period. The homeowner responds receptively, it's not negative. It's all very positive. They believe it is their idea to have you at the front door. We teach you how to use that 90 seconds to build your credibility. We teach you how to have value in you and your service, and we teach you how to follow up. We teach everybody you're not going to close at the front door. We teach that you must follow up, and we work with you, and we do those weekly coaching calls until you get it. What you will get when you sign up, you will get a walkthrough with Diana Ortiz, who is the CEO of the company. She's also a real estate professional who has done appointments. She has used the Monster. She will walk you through the process. You will get a coaching call weekly with me. Actually, last week everybody got a coaching call with Diana because I was doing the live training. You will get the training for the deliveries, for the conversion. You'll get on the website. You'll get every marketing piece that I've ever created. And since we're talking about short sales, you'll get the short sale calculator that I created while I was at IndyMac Bank, the value escalation tools. Pretty much everything that I've compiled in 7 years of training is on one website. That's all included, including all my indemnity documents, everything you could possibly folder on our for you to use, especially in regards to short sales. We have an order form that normally goes around at our event. If you've been to an event, you've seen this form. We do one payment of $997, which is 50% off the $1997 price. We can break it down into 2 payments of $548, or we can do it in 3 payments of $399. I, in fact, just had somebody sign up today. If you're on this call and you're wondering how you can do this right now, it's our webinar pricing. You can go to a live event if you're anywhere near Southern California. If you go to Honish.com right now, and on the right-hand side of the page, you scroll down, you'll see Buy the Monster Now. This morning, I set the links to be at webinar pricing. I will turn them off in a few hours. I set it up so that you can go to Honish.com right now, scroll down, you can watch a video on how it works, you can read more about how it works, or you can click on the Buy Now button and you can do it in 1 payment, 2 payment, or 3 payment. That option is available at Honish.com. Or you can call Diana Ortiz right now. Next. She's this talking to well percent We've reached the end. I can't actually see the chat screen for all of you on the computer. I'll actually show you. I can show you this. If you go to Honish.com, at my click on techniques on there are different free marketing techniques. More about me, my blog, the login to my coaching group is located right here as well under 20 login. The Vortex, which we talked about, information on different banks, including their employees. A big page on web marketing and SEO is also located. But if you scroll midway down, you will see some links, 4 links. Just towards the bottom. There's a video on the Monster, more info on the Monster, Buy the Monster, and video of me presenting live. You have 3 different options. The video on the Monster is me physically going out and doing the Monster in the field, very simple. More info on the Monster will take you to the actual Monster website, which is thelistingmonster.com. If you want to buy the monster, the web links right now have been changed out for you to go to a payment page. You have 3 payment options on that page. You can buy it for one price of $19.97. If you look at the top, it's still got the original link for the $19.97. And I've changed it all out just for you guys today. You click it right here, you can get it for $9.97, or you can do installment plans of either 2 payments of $5.48 or 3 payments of $3.99. And the video right here is on how the monster works. So if you click that, you can watch it. It's me out in the field. There's also an entire website with testimonials if you need testimonials. I currently have 400 coaching students, so you have a lot of options. I see the chat bar. Can't hear you no longer. You can't.
No, you're back. You were out for like, I don't know, 3 minutes on and off, and now you're back. So I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
At least for me, I actually see some folks saying they can hear you, or at least they couldn't, and then they can. So
well, my screen. It's funny because my screen was showing me at 100%, so it's a little odd. But there you go. Are there any questions?
Yes, there are.
Fire away.
All right, so let me just sort out real quick from those who are complaining they cannot hear you, but that was a few minutes ago, so I guess it's all fine right now. What was the website address for the 30, 60, 90 lates?
Oh, mailinglist.org.
Mailinglist.org, okay. What if I want to use my own call center? I guess that's referring to your monster.
You can use your own call center if it's a real call center. What I've seen is people want to take the lead call themselves and try to script people off the phone call instead of actually just setting an appointment and squeezing data. I have no issue with it. We have the script. I'm okay with that by all means, as long as it's a real call center and it's 24/7. That's the other thing. The one we have is about 50 or 60 bucks a month. I don't make a dime on the deal. They are just the most professional group we've run into.
Right, let me see. For your NOD list, what service do you use?
Because we're in California, we can't use title reps. RealtyProx or Foreclosure Radar both work exceptionally well.
All right. Any other questions, folks? Because I don't see anything else. So if I missed something by accident, please type it in again, but I don't think I missed anything. So here's your time.
All right.
Somebody wants the name of your call center. Does it has a name, or is it?
It does, and I don't give that out.
Okay.
Because they do have the scripts, and I'm not. That's nice. You can call Diana and see if she'll give it to you. 213-706-0040, and give her a compelling reason why you should get the name of the call center that took us. We've developed it took 3 years to develop the monster. We've gone through 3 call centers. It's not that I don't want to give the company more service. My guess is that you want to find out what they're saying to people on the phone. And I'm not saying that that's what you want to do or not, but if you want to call Diana at 213-706-0040 and ask her, by all means. And the second thing is, I don't really know off the top of my head. I can't keep, this is our 3rd or 4th call center. This one is by far the best. Their staff has been professional. Just saying. It seems a little fishy that somebody's asking the name of the call center. But call Diana. She's far more reasonable than me. I'm always the bad guy.
No, the monster, I've seen it in the making. So it's I don't know if you folks imagine, there's a lot of work that went into it. So and I've seen this in our line of business too. For anything like that, you want a full package. You don't want bits and pieces and everything. That's the whole. You know, you can invent anything these days in a sense that everything's been invented, so you can kind of reinvent it yourself. But I guess the beauty of any complete product that works is that it's complete. It has all the different ins and outs and pieces put together by somebody who knows what they're doing. So I know why would you want to take it apart And you know, just saying.
Yeah, no, in fact, Diana just texted me and said no. So, save the call. All you have to do is Google and find yourself a call center. I guess.
All right. I guess this is all. As always, you have Lee Honish's email address. You have Diana's phone number. You can call them. You can email them. You can also call or email us, RealtyProx. If you have any other questions or concerns, or you have your ready to go short sale files, thanks again for being on this webinar. Thank you, Lee, for doing this with us. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Great. Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.